Hi everyone, welcome to Extra Mile Educative Channel. I am your host, Shujaa. We are shooting from Rosom Hotel, Kirinyaga County. Today's video is sponsored by Beton Safaris, Kenya. And we just want to continue on our topic that we started a while ago on parenting. We've already agreed that there's no expert in parenting, but there's no harm in just sharing notes from the researches that have been done, from the many years of counseling that I've practiced, and from the practical way of parenting that I've been able to do. And we want to be on our fifth stage. We want to talk about our fifth stage, that is identity or role confusion. We are saying, and we continue saying that every human being is a product of nurture and nature. At this age is when we have, we can talk about teenage years. Most parents, especially those who come to seek counseling, will always appear like this is the most problematic years of our children. Yet, it's supposed to be the most enjoyable years of our children, 12 to 18 years. Basically, this is where we say teenage years. When we talk about identity, this is the age where every human being is so focused on finding out and wanting to get an identity. This is where role modeling is very key. So as a parent, as a mother, as a father, you become a role model of your child. In other words, we are saying, as much as you may not have your child throughout, it is always good to remember you are the role model. The child is getting his or her identity at this age. So the identity will be determined by the people this child interacts with every day. This is an age where some of them are in high school, some of them are in college. But then, who does the child interact with day to day? What kind, whether it's in social media, who does this child admire? So as a parent, we encourage that you as a parent becomes the greatest role model of your child. The only problem here is that a parent can be very busy or will not be available for the children at this age, and therefore may take identity of other people. The identity we are talking about, it depends again on the interest of the child at this age. Who are exposed to this child? What company does this child have? So the child gets his identity. It is at this age that a child determines, or is quite determined, on the kind of life that this child wants to be or to live thereafter. At this particular juncture, if the child does not get to learn about or does not pick an identity, then the child picks role confusion. I normally tell the parents that it is at this age that the child experiments with quite a number of things, can change the walking style, can change the way of dressing. In other words, we are saying that the child is just looking for identity. When a parent finds that a child has already picked an identity that you're not happy with, the way you handle that stage determines the kind of a child you will get, the kind of a human being you'll get thereafter. If a child is experimenting and you find your son is even has dressed in the wrong way or in the right way, in the way that he thinks is the best for him, and you don't like it as a parent, talk to that child, talk to the boy or even the girl with love, care, and concern, so that you don't become so harsh at this age. Explain to the child why you think they should be like this and not like this. When you don't give the right guidance, then the child is likely to be confused. In fact, may even pick characters that do not suit the culture or the beliefs of that family. Why? Because they are not convinced why they should go your way. You have not been a good role model. So what happens is that there is role confusion. And this is why we say the child can even pick characters that do not suit the culture you believe in, the family aspirations, can even pick sexual orientation that you have never imagined. Why? Because the way you're handling the child, the kind of issues that are in the family, let's say the mother, the father, they are always fighting, or the mother is always in confusion, the father is always in confusion in the marriage, the child is likely now to pick a character that he's likely to hate that marriage. In fact, he may start talking about marriage cannot work. Why? Because the role models of the parent are not able to agree on quite a number of things. So in this case, there will be role confusion. You may find that they may hate the sexuality that they adhere to, so that the orientation may change and they may even start hating because they've already identified with the opposite sex that they find is more admirable than what they were born to be. So in this case, they are likely even to start hating themselves. Remember what we said, that if the child did not have trust in you when they were 1 to 12 months, 0 to 12 months, then at this time, this is where now you start leaping that you did not sow when the child was a bit younger. And this is why we, whenever I'm talking to young parents, I tell them, then you have to be very careful with the children, especially when they are very young, when they are not even talking to you, they're just observing. This is the age where you come now to realize what you sow is not what you're going, rather, what you sow is what you will harvest. So identity is key. And this is why we say, then if there is an age that you need to be with your children and talking to them about life, then this is the age. This is why we are saying that you'll find children getting to crime when they are at this particular age. They are just looking for identity. And when they don't get their identity, then they get the role confusion. They do not know what they are looking for in life. They do not know what they want to become in future. Actually, they will always be confused. These are the children, when there is role confusion, they are likely to experiment even in very dangerous areas, including drugs, including sexuality, including crime, all sorts of the wrong things. Why? There is role confusion. But when they get their identity, then they will be able to go around, navigate this age, and they'll have gotten their identity. So we'll be looking at our 6th stage when we meet next, so that we take care of our children. There's no way as a parent you'll ever run away from parenting. Do you know what we say? If there's anything very complicated in life, is parenting. So we must always give it our best. We must explore how best we do the parenting. And we must also be careful that we give total attention to our children. At this age, children are very understanding. They will know when you have genuine commitments and when you're just neglecting them. Whenever you're not able even to provide or afford something that they so much need, explain with love that you're not able to afford. That way, the child will not judge you harshly. That way, the child will identify with the face of life that you're going through. If you don't have money to buy the many things that they may be demanding for, explain to them, show them. And this is why we say, be as open as possible. Whenever these children at this age, remember they have very many questions. Answer the questions as truthfully as you can. When you do this, then the children are likely to identify with you, and therefore you'll not have problems bringing them up. In fact, when you're very careful with these children, they will become mentors of children their age. That is why we say that parenting is gauged at this age. Parenting, when you have age 12 to 18 child, depending on how they have navigated the other stages, they are likely to give you problems. And what parents do, they start blaming themselves, and they are likely to get lifestyle diseases from this age. When your children are adolescents at this particular age, that is where I tell the parents, whenever you have issues, seek psychological counseling from trained counselors who are able to understand how a child develops, and they'll be able to work with them and bring them back to where they are supposed to be. Do not ignore the role of a psychological counselor at whichever stage. Thank you. Subscribe to our channel, Extra Mile Educative Channel. We'll be picking from there to go to the next stage, stage number 6, and we'll get to know what happens after this stage. Thank you.